In the year 2471, humanity wasn't just surviving in the galaxy, it was thriving. Colonies spread like wildfire across the stars, terraforming planets, bartering technologies, and forging uneasy alliances with alien species once considered myths. But even among this dazzling age of progress, fear still clung to the corners of the galaxy. On the desolate, ash-gray planet of Zathros 9, a containment zone known as the Labyrinth housed creatures bred for one purpose only: war. Created by the Genarth Dominion, the alien empire known for its brutal science and monstrous creations, these genetically engineered beasts were nightmare incarnate. They were used to test the strength of their allies and punish their enemies. When Earth negotiated a trade pact with the Dominion, the terms included a test of valor. The Dominion had never respected humans. Their leaders demanded a representative undergo a trial of the beast to prove humanity's worth. The test was clear: survive 1 hour in the labyrinth. Humanity didn't send a soldier. They sent Dante Knox, a former Black Ops operative turned wasteland engineer. A man so haunted by war, he'd retreated to the ruins of Mars and lived alone for years. But Earth needed someone unbreakable, so they sent the Broken. The transport dropped Dante into the labyrinth at 0400 galactic standard. The walls stretched high, smeared with dark fluids. The floor vibrated with the breathing of something enormous beneath. A voice echoed through the maze, translating for all listening species. The beast has been released. Begin the trial. Dante crouched low, body relaxed, mind sharp. He had no weapons, just the combat suit stretched over his muscled frame and his bare hands. The Dominion wanted to humiliate him, wanted a spectacle. He'd give them one. A howl, low and churning like metal through bone, reverberated through the corridors. Then it came. Beast, 10 feet tall, 6 limbs. Each paw tipped with claws longer than swords. Its flesh was plated with bioarmor, pulsing with a sickly green light. Its eyes, 12 of them, glowed red with manufactured rage. It was a living weapon, stitched together from predator genomes and rage. And it charged. Dante ran not from fear but strategy. The labyrinth twisted and shifted, walls morphing like liquid steel, designed to confuse and corner. He had seconds. He dove through a narrow tunnel, slid beneath a collapsing wall, and emerged into a central arena, circular, open, and deathly quiet. There was no place to hide. Perfect. The beast smashed through the wall behind him like a demon birthed from steel. It paused, confused by his stillness. Dante stepped forward. To the onlookers, the Dominion generals, their reptilian advisors, and the human diplomats, this looked like suicide. To the beast it looked like bait. To Dante it was the beginning. The beast lunged. Dante didn't flinch. He pivoted, dropped low, and rolled beneath the attack, slamming his palm against a tendon cluster behind the monster's knee. The joint bent, momentarily disrupted. He leapt onto its back. His fingers found a groove between armored plates. He gripped. The beast bucked, slamming into walls. Dante held on. In the control room, Dominion scientists barked in alarm. He's identified the armor gaps. That's impossible. We randomized the pattern. But Dante wasn't guessing. He'd studied Dominion biology. He'd fought Dominion shock troopers during the siege of New Beijing. He'd killed them bare-handed. He remembered everything. The beast reared, throwing Dante off. He hit the ground hard, bones jolting. The monster pounced, but he rolled, evading by inches. His palm dragged across the floor, collecting dust and metal shards. He stood, face bloodied, one eye swelling shut. Still he smiled. The beast snarled and charged again. Dante ran to meet it. They collided. It bit down. He shoved his forearm between its jaws, letting it crush down, bones cracking. But while it bit, he jammed a jagged metal shard deep into its lower jaw hinge. The creature roared, distracted. Dante shifted, locked his legs around its neck, and pulled. Veins bulged in his arms. His muscles screamed. He wasn't trying to win. He was trying to break it. The Dominion generals began to panic. End the trial. But their own laws forbade it. A trial must complete once begun. Dante tore into the beast's face, blinding half its eyes. Flailed. He didn't stop. He tore a plate loose from its throat and rammed it through another eye cluster. Slumped forward. Then a final roar. The beast lashed out wildly, claws grazing Dante's ribs. He spun inside the strike, ducked under and leapt high, and drove both fists into the exposed skull again and again and again, until it stopped moving. Silence. Dante stood over the corpse, covered in blood. His and the beast's. He breathed hard. One arm hung limp. A rib stuck out from his side. And still he stood. In the observation tower, the Dominion Chancellor, a creature who once fed prisoners to beasts for sport, rose from his chair in disbelief. That was not survival, he growled, voice trembling. That was domination. Earth's ambassador, an older woman named Riva Sky, smiled faintly. You asked if humanity was worth your time. Consider this our answer. The transmission was sent across Dominion space. Billions watched as a bare-handed human killed a beast designed to destroy tank divisions. Back in the labyrinth, medics rushed in. Dante barely noticed. His vision faded. His body, racked with pain, began to collapse. But before he lost consciousness, he whispered, "Send me another." 3 weeks later, Dante awoke in an orbital recovery ward. Half his bones had been regrown. Artificial muscles reinforced his shattered arm. His ribs had been restructured with carbon mesh. He opened his eyes to find Riva Sky beside him. "Congratulations," she said. "You've become a legend." He grunted. "Didn't do it for the fame." "I know. That's why they fear you now." She handed him a small hollow disc. It flickered on, showing a dozen Dominion nobles kneeling in a formal peace summit. The trial had earned humanity not just trade, but respect. "By the way," she added, "they're retiring the trial." Dante raised an eyebrow. No one wants to follow that act. 1 month later, in the Dominion's beast labs, a new creature screamed within its tank. Stronger. Smarter. Deadlier. The lead geneticist stared at the readouts, then whispered to himself, "We'll create a monster that even he can't kill." But deep inside him, another voice murmured, "What if he comes back?" Final words. They made the beast to kill the human. Instead, the human ripped it apart with his bare hands, and made the galaxy remember why Earth was not to be underestimated. He wasn't a soldier anymore. He was the warning shot,